How's it going, my homosexuals? Oh my God, what a fantastic day. I have not felt this locked in a while. It's actually unfathomable to me how fast my growth has become after like really getting good with this style of programming where I do mostly percentage-based stuff so that I don't overdo it, but also allowing my body the attempts once a block to go to these rep maxes. And dude, like the clean and jerks were like, they were pretty decent, you know, they were pretty good for the most part, but goddamn, 445 for 4 on back squat. Don't skip. Don't you fucking skip. I don't care that I'm spoiling you. Live in the moment with me for a sec. This shit is insane to me. I didn't even realize it. One of the people I was lifting with today literally looked at me and he was like, you understand that this is over 200 kilograms? And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I never lift in kgs just because I lift at commercial gyms and I'm in America. But dude, that's like, oh my God. I remember when that used to be like the max out goal for like, that was like my lifelong goal to just hit in general on any lift. And I'm officially repping over 200 kilograms. Holy shit. I swear to God, I tell everybody, you got to just try to stay committed and just put forward your best effort one step at a time, because I swear, man, after 6 months, you will look back and you will be like, man, I used to be so shit at this. I'm so glad I put in the effort because goddamn, it came to goddamn fruition. But anyway, the clean and jerks were great. I will say my core was a little tired. I don't think I had as much confidence on the split jerks as I wanted. There were a couple of them that I'm sure you'll see that I don't think I got my feet as split apart as I would have liked to, and it made it a little bit more rushed. But overall, it was actually quite a decent day. Like, the cleans were very solid. It didn't like overwork me that much. The jerks were mostly pretty good. So again, I can't even be mad. Like, my clean and jerk form has gotten really, really good, and all the more reason to look forward to getting on some whippier bars when I move, because the bars that I lift with now are pretty stiff, and if it's moving like this now, I cannot tell you how much I am so excited to lift on wood, because just feeling that slap back and just knowing, like hearing it the moment you do it, you're just like, oh, I fucking nailed that one. You know, it's just that little bit of extra confidence with that kind of auditory cue. But dude, the back squat, it's so fun because I know the program is truly working and my efforts are like coming to full, like everything's full circle now, because I was pretty fucking tired. I didn't have a lot of energy. There weren't a lot of homies around, at least when I started. And I just was like, I just got to do my best every set, like one set at a time, and we'll get there when we get there. And I was a little worried because my last 4 rep max was 425 a couple months ago. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be that guy that even if I feel like I had 445 when I walked in, or that was my goal, I didn't want to rush it. You know, I don't like going over 10 pounds what my previous make was in the last program, just for the sake of consistency and not overdoing it too much. But I did 435, and God damn it, if you know me, I will let out the demons on that last one if I really feel like I'm pushing my absolute limit. And on my 435, I clipped the side rail because I didn't have a proper walkout, I guess. It just barely. You won't even notice it. But I barely clipped it, and it just made the set a little bit harder to do. But I still finished out without really letting anything out. Like, I had more energy. And dude, I'm telling you now, so many people are sleeping on their full potential when it comes to this kind of a day. Like, when you give yourself the availability to actually rep max and put in your full effort at once after so many weeks of training and conditioning yourself to get to that weight, oh my God. Like, I have a thing, like if you ever see the short form videos I put out, where it's just the lifts on their own with like music or the homosexual moments or whatever the fuck, every time I have like a rep max, especially my squats, I let the demons out on that last one. Like, I will yell my fucking ass off, not for the sake of just straight up ego on its own, but it's people don't realize that that's not just me trying to be like all manly, like, you know, it's not just caveman brain. It is the accumulation of so many weeks of committing and doing the effort and the putting in my time with the lighter weights that I might not want to do as much as the heavy stuff, but I know will be worth it in the end, because it all builds up for that one rep. You know, I build up for so many weeks at a time for just the chance at it isn't even the chance at a set of 4, it's just the chance at that 4th rep. You know, the first 3 I knew I had. It was just a matter if I could turn the mental on and really lock in for that last one. That's where, like, I didn't know. But that's what's so fun about it. The ambiguity of how good the program was working and the support of others around me. Dude, it got me going in a way that I cannot fucking explain. Like, it's, I don't, if anybody that watches this shit, like, plays video games and understand the meaning of, like, 100%ing a game, like doing every side quest, all that type of stuff, like, that's the stuff that I like to do, because I love the accumulation of all that effort to really see all of it at one time at the very end, where you can be like, I put in that effort and it shows, and I got to progress super well because of all that extra time I spent doing the smaller stuff that nobody ever wants to do, and they always end up trying to skip. Weird analogy, I know, but, you know, bear with me, dude. Like, it was so cool. It's kind of funny, because I'm always trying to, like, inspire, and, like, I don't even see myself as, like, a mentor or anything. Like, I just like throwing advice at people if they're willing to hear it out. But there's a lot more high schoolers joining the gym now, because there's like, Snatch is becoming a lot more relevant in high school lifting, because when I lifted in high school, we didn't do Snatch. We only had clean and jerk and bench, and now they're moving on to doing full Olympic if they can, which I think is great. Like, that's how it should be. Bench should not be the one that's in there if it's an Olympic lifting competition. That'll just lead to injury at the most. Like, at least let them max out their back squat. Like, shit. Anyway, I digress about that. It was such a fun experience today, because I got to that, I was getting to my top sets, and, like, you know, I know them, like, I kind of know them. Like, I met them more recently, but they've been doing really, really well. Really putting in their full effort. Sorry, I fucking got cut off. Jesus Christ. But I got to those top sets, and, dude, I didn't even look at them when I went under the set. I was just really locking the fuck in, like, trying to get my shit together, slapping my legs, slapping my core, trying to get hyped up for it. And when I hit my 3rd rep on 435 and 445, all I hear is, yeah, let's go one more. And I was like, oh shit, that's the shit that I fucking need to make this last one feel like nothing. You know, like, it is so hard comparatively. Like, obviously I'm gonna do it either way, but mentally it is so much harder to lock in when you're trying to hit that, like, max rep, final rep of the top set on that at the end of whatever block you're training, if you're doing it by yourself. You know, I'm always gonna have the mentality that I can do it, and I will do it no matter what, you know, because I love this shit too much. But god damn, dude, like, shit, the feeling I get from not only homies but a younger generation yelling at me to do better and do good and, like, try my best, it's like, fuck. I love that shit. It gets me going. But anyway, I don't want to rant too long. It's just, it's so important that you allow yourself the chance to get that deserved last final top rep. You know, like I said, it's not me fighting for a rep max of 4. I am fighting for that 4th rep at whatever weight my body will allow me to do. And man, sometimes people get under the bar and they'll have one set that's like a big struggle that's like a little close to their top weight, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to go up. Like, I'm a little afraid of it. And, like, I get it. Like, you know, like, if you don't want to get injured, cool. But realistically, if you're mobile and if you are not physically hurting, like, if you don't got pinched nerves, if you don't got pulled muscles, if you're physically fine and you're just mentally afraid, oh my Lord, I wish I could give you the switch that I have in my head where I can just turn that shit on and be like, I'm afraid, and I'm gonna use that shit to my advantage and lift this heavy ass fucking weight. It is so endearing to use what is seen as a negative response to a somewhat terrifying experience and turning it into the most motivation and inspiration you can have. And dude, I will ride this serotonin for months and months. Like I feel like I'm literally edging the fucking serotonin for weeks on end until I can finally hit these rep maxes. And god damn, is it worth it? Like I wish more people put forth the time it truly takes to deserve a top like max out set. And even me right now, it's feeling great now, but after this cycle's done, I might have to increase my conditioning and do more weeks of volume. That's how it is, which is completely fine. You know, that's how growing happens. You know, the bigger you get, the more fatigued you will get in the future. Unfortunately, your body will start to deteriorate at some point. Even if it's super slow, it's going to happen. So you got to be mindful of your body and what you can do at the present moment, and take the action accordingly to make sure that you don't get injured. But god damn it, dude, if you're physically fine and you're just afraid of that weight, get some homies. Get the group to show up and watch your fucking set. I don't care if it looks like you're showboating or bragging. That's why we do it. You deserve the fucking attention if you put in the work, the weeks, months, years worth of effort to get to this point. You know, it makes it so much more rewarding. I'm not doing this for the attention, don't get me wrong, but I'd be a fucking liar if I didn't say it made it just like twice as more enjoyable. You know, we're humans. You know, we want to be surrounded by other humans uplifting us for stuff that everybody's like ends up trying at some point in their life, but you end up being that outlier because you actually stay committed and kept doing it for as long as you possibly fucking could. Anyway, I'm ranting now. I digress. Sorry for going a little crazy, but I appreciate if you wanted to stick around and hear it out. You know, take all that shit with a grain of salt. Like, I'm not saying ego, try that last rep because fuck it, why not? But if mentally you're good and physically you're good and you got no injuries and you put in the conditioning and you put in the volume and you're following the program like you're supposed to, god damn it, dude, you deserve to try out that new weight. And if it's too heavy, just fucking drop it. You know, just fail it. It's fine. Failing is not that big a deal. The only thing that is actually a big deal when it comes to weightlifting, it's not failing, it's getting back up after that failure and doing better next time. You know, and again, that does not mean the numbers or whatever lifts you're doing. It's just getting in there and feeling better for yourself. You know, I don't care what it is, technique, volume, conditioning, core, bodybuilding, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, whatever. If you are increasing by the smallest percentage at the least every single day, that's what matters. You know, 0.01%, I don't give a fuck. If you're progressing, that's what matters. So anyway, you'll see me tomorrow. I got bench and snatches. I'll go a little bit lighter on the snatches. I think it's 215 for 3 doubles, so nothing too crazy, just for the consistency. And, you know, if you've been seeing the past week's worth of lifts, I had a chest pull on my left pec, so not too sure where that's going to be tomorrow, but I'm just going to go do the bar, do a plate, see how it feels. I am most definitely not going to be maxing out bench this week, unfortunately, but I didn't get to bench once last week, and it is just not a good idea to get back after an injury and try to peak your whatever lift you injured, even if it's a peak week. You know, I don't deserve it because I didn't get to put in that volume and conditioning beforehand. So we'll probably end up just deloading tomorrow on bench, but to be all fair, it'll just let my CNS rest even more. And goddamn, we got max clean and jerk for 2 after my next rest day. And if you're gonna stick around, we're gonna go for a 3-plate double. I really think that if I can lock in my split jerk, it's there. Because I am fully confident in those fucking cleans. So I just gotta really lock in the split jerk, and I think it's, you know, no. I gotta say I know it's there, because I gotta really fucking believe it, you know? But anyway, we'll see when we get there. You know, it's okay if we fail, but I'm gonna go into it fully trying my best to succeed with the idea that I can do it, because I probably can. And if you're gonna fail a weight, most of the time it's probably just a little bit of some sucky mentality. But that's all I got. I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you sticking around. Let me know how the lifts and lives have been going. See ya.